What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Climb Together podcast. This is your host, TonageScorp, with your co-host, Deception the Rapper. Deception, say hi.
Hi.
You're not Deception.
Sorry.
Riz said hi for you, Deception. There you go.
Someday.
Alrighty, guys. It's been a while.
No shit.
I'm also waiting for Deception to drop the mixtape. Just saying.
It would be so bad.
Dude, I need equipment first. It's coming.
You got equipment coming? Okay.
I don't actually know that for the record. I'm just
It's
meeting
coming.
him today.
Deception can spit some nice.
Oh, maybe him and Ashton can team up.
Bars.
Oh, it's true. Some nice balls. Alrighty, so we got lots to talk about today. It's been a while since we've done a podcast. This is our first podcast of 2023. I know we're doing it in literally the end of May. I took full responsibility for that. Life has been shitty.
Excuse you.
What do you mean, excuse me?
You have a place to live.
That's true. It's been good, but there hasn't been enough time to changing my pronouns to sir, owner. Whoa. I like it. There hasn't really been much time to do anything other than school, work, and spend time with my beautiful fiance. So I take full responsibility for no podcasts or streams on my end or anything on my end. And then my PC broke in January and I just fixed it last night, so killing that. But yeah. So Deception, what have you been up to these past few months?
You don't know.
Well, I rebranded completely.
Yeah. Or you're not Deception the Rapper anymore, you're Deception.
I'm still Deception the Rapper, but it's streamlined now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's good.
I've played a whole host of new games since I rebranded.
Like what?
Like I've been super into Dead by Daylight. I've really went back to like Black Ops 3 Zombies. I've been playing Black Ops 4 Zombies.
Oh.
I've played games like Combat Master, which is really fun. I started playing Fortnite recently. Like I've been doing a lot.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. Yeah, I've been kind of like lurking in the background, you know, I've been running the denial Twitter, so I've been keeping tabs on everybody.
That's not creepy at all.
It is a little creepy, but it's the best. It's the best thing.
But you get that Twitter game going.
I would get to my first class on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I would immediately tweet "Good morning" on the denial.
And then reply
to myself for analytic purposes and boosting the tweet. Shameless efforts, but it works.
Yep.
That's like it's one of the only things gaming wise I've been able to do over the past few months, like consistently. So I've been kind of, except for like finals week for the past like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, with finals and everything, I wasn't really able to mentally do it. But listen, we've gone from like when I picked up the Twitter beginning of the year, we were like just under 200 followers, and now we're like almost, I think, 600, around 600, maybe around 500. One of the two. I think maybe around 500, but the goal is 600 by the end of the 6 months.
Yeah.
So, we're growing.
I'm growing.
You're growing. We're all on the up and up. It's the climb together.
I
aspect.
rebranded with 200-ish followers.
Yeah.
And I'm up to over 300.
Hell yeah, Deception. Proud of you, man. You've been on the grind.
Dude, putting TTV in your name while playing DVD, that works.
Oh yeah. Well, it's because like DVD is a very like, it's not as like saturated as like games like COD.
Well, and DVD is DVD is way more community driven.
Yeah, it's very.
Anything else.
I feel like everybody knows everybody.
People in the community, whether they are toxic or not, will come in your chat and talk at least.
I don't know. I feel like DVD is very like everybody knows everybody, or at least knows quite a few people.
Well, and it's like the game is like super. It's got good retention, and everybody resonates well with it. Like, if somebody comes in your chat when you were playing killer and they were a survivor, or vice versa, like y'all can just talk for a while because you know the game.
That's nice.
And it's like whatever.
I've never played DVD, which is Dead by Daylight for those of you that are unaware. Probably already said that, but whatever. But I've never played, and I've watched though, and it seems fun.
I love it. I think it's great. Like, I've been taking a slight break from it lately, because I've been playing other stuff, and because I kind of want to like, I went hard with it for so long that I kind of want to like chill for a bit because there's a huge anniversary event happening in June, and I want to hit that really hard. So I want to like, I kind of want to just like pace myself so when I get there I can just grind again.
Yeah.
But I
for
did
sure.
grind for a while.
Yeah. Also, PSA. Rich just put it in chat, but sidebar. They are cleaning right now in the background. So if you hear any random crashes or slides or any noises that seem out of the ordinary for a podcast or a stream, that would be Riz. Love
You
them
know
though.
the Climb Together podcast that's been scuffed from day one.
Yeah, it has been scuffed from day one. What really like put it in perspective was like that one episode where I like ripped my pants on stream,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I can put my whole
That clip
pinky
is
in it.
still like, I think that clip is one of the most popular clips on your channel.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's funny, you know. And me embarrassing myself. It's pure comedy.
That's a lot of the top clips on your channel.
Actually, so a couple weeks ago, what did you say? Like it was a month ago.
What?
I ripped my pants again at work. But this time instead of a pinky, I could fit my whole fist up in there.
Yeah, you said that and I was like, what? Wait a minute.
Yeah, but so I ripped my pants at I ripped jeans at my my job at school, and it was like midway through my shift, so I said that still like 2 or 3 hours left to go, and I just like squatted down to get something, and my pants just ripped. It was upsetting.
Dude.
And then Briss
like...
came in, and I was like, "Baby, you need to I'm gonna bend over real quick, and I need you to take a peek and see how bad it really is." And it was bad, but my coworker and friend was able to sew them up to make it to the end of the semester, but they ended up ripping again. So real hot girl shit. But anyway, so yeah, you want to get rolling into this? You want to start out with like CDL stuff. So I guess that's in like COD. So I feel like that's what we talk about anyway. So might as well get it out of the way first.
I mean, I think honestly, I think one of the biggest things, and this has been a point of contention for like a week now since everything happened, and since things have been happening, is not even with the CDL. And I don't even think you know about this, but
try me.
Activision has shut down SM2, which is supposed to be that crazy COD game that combined like all the games. They shut it down, and they shut down. A couple days later, they shut down the entire X Labs project, which included IW4X, an MW2 client, IW6X, a Ghost client, S1X, which is an Advanced Warfare client, and Boy, which hadn't even been released yet. It was going to be a BO3 client.
Ah, yeah, I read about that this morning. I was gonna bring it up too, but that so I did hear about it actually. Deception. That's actually
it's wild.
I don't understand why they would do that though, because we can't. It's not like we can go back and play the old games because they are really like just ridden with hackers at this point. Like I feel like I don't remember. I think it was around like right before BO2 dropped. I tried playing like not BO2, BO4 dropped, right? So this was like 2018. I tried going back and like playing BO2 because that's like my favorite COD. And I literally, there's this one guy that was sitting in spawn on the other team, just spinning around in circles, shooting a sniper and headshotting people. Like,
Yeah.
it,
And
it
that's
was
the problem.
unplayable.
Like, I think there's like multiple problems people have with Activision shutting down the client, but I think the most major problems are that, for one, instead of going back and fixing their security problems with their games, um, with all of their old games,
Yeah.
but the main big one was Black Ops 3, because there's actually like people, if you play online in Black Ops 3, whether you're playing zombies or multiplayer, people can join your game and then crash your game.
Oh, I did not know about that.
Like, that's a huge problem. And that boy client that was coming out that was in early access and wasn't even released yet
Mhm.
was like a complete like workaround. Like, there were
Oh.
custom servers where people could play without hackers and without all that happening. And I think that's a big problem that people had, was that, like, instead of fixing their security problems with their old games so people could enjoy them, they just taken them down.
Yeah. And the thing is like they could fix the problem. Like, it's definitely fixable. They have an
They
anti-cheat program
tried to
now.
fix the problem. Treyarch put out a patch for Black Ops 3 that was supposed to fix the security issues, but it didn't work.
And the thing is like they're not too inclined. I mean, they're like $1 billion company, and they're not too inclined about
Yeah.
a game that's 5, 6, 7 years old that
Yeah.
maybe a couple maybe max 10,000 play. They're not really bothered by it. But then when it comes to the people that do care and the smaller companies that do care about Call of Duty, they just like shut them down like it was nothing. And I'm just like,
Yeah. It's like people just want to make COD fun again.
yeah.
And they're like taking them down for it. Like,
Which
it started with SM2. It continued with the entire X Labs, all their projects getting shut down. Plutonium, which does a lot of the Treyarch games, is still okay right now,
okay.
but
They're
I
probably
would not be
next.
surprised if they get taken down within the next couple weeks.
Yeah, they're probably next up on the list. Which is kind of sad because like I know a lot of like pro players play that too.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the
I think
way
like
that
Dashy plays it.
Plutonium started last year, and TST ran all of their throwback tournaments through either X Labs or Plutonium.
So I mean, they're definitely gonna get some backlash from it. That's.
I mean, they already are.
Yeah.
It's like, but like the only thing is, and I don't know this for sure because it's Activision.
Mm,
It's like it's super like rare that they actually do something that's really good.
it's true.
But I've heard some people talk about rumblings that because they're getting acquired from Microsoft, that there could be some things coming to the older CODs, and that's why they're shutting down the clients.
Maybe.
Is so they can do it themselves.
That's fair. I mean, yeah.
Like, I've heard people say that maybe the like all the old COD games go on Game Pass and they
Mhm.
do security updates and stuff beforehand.
Probably.
I've heard, this is not substantiated by anything, but that I have heard that Microsoft, with the acquisition of Activision, could try to make a Halo Master Chief Collection style game where there's like all the old COD games in one.
Ooh, I'd be down for that. Like all of them,
That would be
like every
awesome
single
to
one.
me. That would be crazy
Yeah.
if they did that.
Maybe
There'd be
that's.
so many games in there too.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Even
it's
if they
why.
just did it from like COD 4 to BO3.
Yeah. Like not even like just like pre Black Ops 4 or something, you know.
They
Like,
probably
that
would do
be
pre
epic.
Black Ops 4 because Black Ops 4, while the PC port and stuff wasn't that great, it was on BattleNet and it kind of is in like the newer Activision model.
Mm.
I could see them doing COD 4 to World War II.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's Activision. They're predictably unpredictable when it comes to things like that. Like you want to like be like, yeah, this makes sense, and this is might happen, but then at the same time, they're like, psych, we just did it for no reason at all.
Yeah, I really hope, but like, I know it's Activision, so it's really hard to get your hopes up, but it is kind of interesting
Yeah.
that they take these places down now. Because while Plutonium hasn't been up for very long, and SM2 has only been a project for a couple of years, IW4X has been up for like 5 or 6 years. Like it's not like they just randomly saw it and took it down. Like it's been
No.
up forever.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a pretty good guess in my opinion.
IW4X was the first like client that was ever done like that,
Oh,
and like all these other ones have followed suit since.
interesting. Well, I'm excited
So
to see what happens with that, and
I don't know. Maybe there's a reason
anyways,
behind it.
maybe that's
But
what the. I mean, have they announced the 2023 COD that they're doing?
apparently, and that's something else we can talk about. It's not been announced, but the rumor is that it'll get announced in around August.
Hmm.
Um, Sledgehammer is going to make Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
Alrighty. Interesting, but
You
okay.
know, not the 2011 one, the 2023 one.
Yeah. Oh my god, you know what I just realized?
What?
My Windows key on my keyboard is upside down.
Know that before?
No. Maybe I did it on purpose, honestly,
That's
because
so.
I took my keyboard apart to clean it
Yeah.
a while ago. I don't even remember. And it's just upside down. Maybe I did do that on purpose. That sounds like something I would do. I just thought I'd remember, but I guess not. Sorry.
That's so hilarious.
I just noticed that. I was. Alrighty.
But yeah, there's rumors. It's only like swirling around in rumors and some leaks, but we already knew that for the second year, well, what we thought was the second year of MW2 content, that Sledgehammer would be taking over. That was already, we knew that.
Yeah.
Infinity Ward said that. But apparently, it got so big that it went from an expansion to them wanting to make it a full game.
Oh.
There's a lot of rumors about it. Like, we know Sledgehammer's going to be in charge, so I think a lot of people are confident that because Sledgehammer listens to the community so much that they'll change a lot of stuff that we didn't like about MW2 for MW3.
Hoping.
There's a rumor still that has been lingering since we thought this was an MW2 expansion that all 16 of the original 2009 Modern Warfare 2 maps will be in MW3.
Oh.
And like I don't know if they will be drip fed through the seasons or if they'll just be on launch, but all 16 of them will be coming. Um, there there has already been heavily substantiated leaks that Zombies is coming to MW3.
Mm-hmm.
It
Oh,
will
zombies coming
be
back for you?
it will be like Outbreak 2.0. I've heard a lot of people saying it'll be like DMZ, but there's zombies.
Okay.
Sort of like a little holdover until Treyarch puts their game out in 2024. Um, and I've heard that the rumor is that like I said, the reveal is going to be in August. It's going to be with some sort of Warzone event, and there's rumored beta dates in October, and the rumored release is November 10th.
Okay. All right. That I can keep track of, I think. Well, I mean, it's something to look forward to, I guess. I mean, this one.
I mean, personally, like I'm not the biggest fan of MW2. Like,
That's fair.
but a lot of my problems with MW2 are stuff like no red dots on the minimap, no dead silence as a perk, stuff like that. it's not really the game itself. There's a lot of bad. I would say there's a lot of bad maps, but there aren't as many bad maps as the first Modern Warfare.
That's true.
But like the thing is like even if they put in even if MW3 ships with no new maps and it's literally just the 16 old MW2 maps, that's way better than what we got. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
and
personally, I
if they
like playing
if they put
MW2.
red dots back in the minimap and they've put dead silence as a perk, I think that would make MW3 like infinitely better.
Yeah. See, the thing is I enjoy playing MW2, but here's the two precautionary things that I've taken. One, I don't grind it like I used to grind COD back in like 2020 and 2021, etc.
Yeah.
I don't grind it like that anymore.
Well, you
Play-
really haven't had the means to grind it either.
I fair. And then
I feel like you would grind it if you were able.
probably. Actually, this summer I'm not. I got a whole different thing planned, which I'll probably talk about at the end of the podcast. Give you a little sneak peek for you to, a little incentive for you to stay to the end. You know, no, but I've been playing, and then Riss and I will play together, and we have like a fun time. And like last night we were playing, and Riss like isn't fully accustomed to like the late night open mic lobbies.
Oh.
And so last night.
You mean like not just late night open mic lobbies? That's basically any COD lobby any day.
No, but like the late night, it's different because like every lobby where it's like you got like 6 different guys talking over each other, and Riss was like, why don't they just like take turns talking? Like then they can actually hear each other's point. I'm like, I don't think you get it. They don't want to hear each other's point. They want people to hear them, so they just talk louder and scream louder into the mic.
Dude,
and
that was my favorite part of like when me and Wyatt played like Cold War. Is he would instigate everybody in the voice chat.
That's
like,
why
he would talk trash to like one person or 2 people that were talking, and then they would start speaking up, and then he would yell at somebody randomly to say like shut up or whatever, and then the whole lobby just starts. It's just white noise.
Yeah, I mean that's COD lobbies for you. I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I don't know. It's just
it's so funny.
It's been fun. I mean, like I've been just kind of like casually grinding the guns, like super. I do like. I know it's probably controversial, and not many people will probably agree with me, but I do like the way that they did the guns this game.
I think I love the platform system. Like in concept, it's really nice.
And like the camos,
I think they can
like
clean it up a little bit.
I mean, like it's the first game they've used it in, so like it's not gonna be perfect. But I feel like
I think
I like
that
it.
unanimously, almost at least from what I've seen, people love the camo system. I think people, if there's one thing that people would want to put in every other Call of Duty game from now on, it's that camo system. Yep. That camo system is very good.
I like it. I like the fact that I can use, once I unlock one camo, I can use it on every single gun, and I don't have to unlock it again.
Well, and you only have 4 camos to do instead of 100 for each gun.
Literally. And
there are like 200 camos in the game, but you only have to unlock 4.
Because there's two that I like using because they have like the denial colors and stuff like that, and we've kind of like dubbed them the denial camos, right? And so I have those two, and I have them unlocked, and I use them on every gun. So, but I still grind. Like, you know, I'll be like, oh, okay. And then the thing I like about this too, it's not like freaking Cold War, where like the camos like challenges were so outrageous. Like, one of them was like, it was like
the one that I hated.
Kill someone that's taking cover or something.
Yeah, the 2 that I hated in Cold War were that one and the point blanks one before they patched it.
I didn't mind the point blank.
The original point blank was so bad.
That was horrible.
Like you literally had to be like giving someone an enema with the gun to get a point blank.
An enema with the gun.
You did. Like if you were even like if they just slightly couldn't feel you breathing down their neck, it didn't count.
Yep.
But then they fixed it
they did.
so much. Sledgehammer had that same challenge with point blanks, but they made the range so far that you could shoot somebody like from like a surprisingly far range and still get point blanks.
Yeah. I don't know. but I'm just glad it's not like that anymore. Like, and now it's just like mounted kills, which kind of like I hate mounted
You
kills,
still
but
have
like
to get point
you know,
blanks on a couple guns in MW2, but if
I
you
don't
just play
mind
like
that though.
shipment or something, point
Yeah,
blanks are easy.
or if you just play
And like,
really
and the
aggressive.
values of the camos are a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of these are like if you have to do like a challenge that's got like 30 or 40, it's like kills.
Yeah.
But like a lot of it's like 10 double kills,
Or like
25 headshots,
yeah.
25 long shots,
Or like for gold,
20
it's
kills while mounted.
yeah. For gold, it's
Like
like 3 kills in a row 10 times. Like, come on, like that's
it's
I
it's
love
not
it.
like the first Modern Warfare where like every gun you had to get like 150 mounted
Oh
kills,
my
and
god,
it's
that's
like.
horrible. I hated it. I hated it so
I
much
think
because you
in
would sit.
total, out of all the guns, I think you only have to do about 200 mounted kills. I think
Oh,
might be less than that.
I love that. No, but I because like and you, I know you cycle through the guns a little faster, but it gives it gives you that little dopamine push to keep playing. You know.
Yeah, it's a very digestible grind.
Yep.
Like
Like
you don't feel like you're sitting here on the same gun all day.
not even all day, like
And
all week sometimes. Depends on the gun.
and the leveling system in the game for the weapons is a lot
I
better.
like it.
Like instead of having 70 on every gun, you have like some guns have like 20, 25.
Mm.
There's like a couple of them they get close to 30, but there are actually a lot of guns that don't even have 20 levels. There's actually a new gun they just added that only has 10 levels.
Oh damn. Yeah. See, like that's the thing
Like
though. Is like they for keeping as the amount of attachments that they had, right, and meeting the request of less levels. I feel like that was a pretty good solution. I know it's kind of funky and different, and not a lot of people like it because you have to like level up X gun to get X gun, and you know. But at the end all be all, like it solved the problem of like 70 levels for one gun. So I'm not complaining.
yeah, and I mean the XP rate they did slow it compared to the beta. The beta XP rate was crazy. You could level a gun in like 4 games. They did slow the XP rate, but the XP rate is pretty okay.
Yeah,
Like
I mean I think it's
I
fine.
don't feel like I have to spend 2 hours to get a gun 1 level
Yeah,
at all.
I'm like the definition of a casual player now. So like that's what I've been over the past few months is like a casual player, and I don't have any diamond guns yet, but I have quite a few gold ones here and there. I'm trying to
I
like
have
fill in
one
like
platinum gun.
yeah, I'm trying to like fill in the blanks right now. I need like 2 more SMGs and like maybe like 1 more AR or something like that. So I'm just trying to like
Well,
go
that's
back
what
through.
I've
But
done. Is like, what I've basically done is I've leveled up almost every gun in the game.
yeah,
So I have the camos available or have already done them on a lot of guns. Like I think I have like 30 guns gold, but I just
nice.
haven't went for like platinum and stuff
You just
yet.
haven't like grinded the
Um,
grind, you know.
and like one
Fair.
of the things that's even crazier that like that we talked about, I think in the beginning of the podcast, in the beginning of like when we were doing the podcast here in MW2, was to get polyatomic and then to get Orion, you only have to do 51 guns. It doesn't matter which 51 guns you do, you just have to do 51.
That's fair.
And right now, this is what's going to make a lot of people happy about having to do launchers or melee or whatever. There are currently, now that they've added a whole bunch of new guns, there are 50 primary weapons in the game. So you could do 50 primary weapons and just do like pistols or something, and you have Orion.
Nice. I like that because my sniping abilities have, I used to be pretty good at quick scoping, right? Like I was pretty good. Right. You
I
never,
love sniping in
my
MW2, to
my
be honest.
MW 2019 sniping skills were unmatched. Okay.
You didn't ask.
I have a couple pretty nice
I'm
sniping
just kidding,
clips from
I'm just kidding.
MW2. I like the sniping in that game.
Yeah, and I've been really bad at it though because I haven't played enough, and my aim is atrocious. So I've been running the SMG AR for a while, and I started using LMGs, and some of the LMGs in this game aren't that bad. I mean, it take like 16 years to reload, but that's any game.
Yeah, but with fast hands, it's like it's a
better.
little bit
Yeah.
better.
But anyway, enough about the game that is almost over anyway. CDL Major 5 coming up.
Yeah, literally.
Started tomorrow.
Early into the CDL. The
Yeah.
champs is literally in June.
Which I think I like personally.
I like it, but it's like, what in the heck are we gonna do till November. Probably.
Listen, bro, I've got a plan.
Like, are they gonna
Alright.
do like show matches, or we're gonna have like another like? Are we gonna have like some random tournament or something?
Okay,
Like,
so I listen to. I've been doing a lot of driving lately because, like, moving back from school and like
yeah,
a bunch of different stuff. So I've been listening to Steve's Rap podcast. Hex, my man,
yep,
Optic.
yep.
And he was having a podcast with Shotzi, right? It was like, it was recent, just
the Movement King.
yeah. And so they were talking about a bunch of random stuff, but I love when people go off tangents on podcasts. It's my favorite thing.
What a
'cause that's what I
podcast
do.
is for.
Literally. And they were talking about apparently this is what Hex said. And if he's gonna get in trouble by me saying this, I'm not that big, so it doesn't really matter.
Hex
So,
would get in trouble.
they're doing an
They
owners
can't
meeting.
find Hex.
No, I mean, can't touch him. They're doing an owners meeting in Las Vegas coming up, and so they were talking about that. So one, hopefully, a lot of like the concerns content wise will be met because it's just been subpar, man.
Yeah, I mean, MW2 started off super good.
Yeah,
But
Luther, it's an owners meeting for all the CDL team owners in Las Vegas, not our team.
Because
meeting.
Champs is going to be in Las Vegas,
Yeah.
which is wild.
Wow, that's gonna be crazy for everyone that goes. So, good luck.
Yeah, Champs will be a good time.
I was like, thank God it's not me. Yeah, you're good, Luther. You're good. But so, because like Shotzi was talking about how like the reason he got into like pro Call of Duty was because of like how like great the content was.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, TwitchCon, you guys are going. Forgot about that. My bad.
I've heard a lot of stuff CDL related.
So
lately.
I mean, like I when back in Raw Nation, I don't like to bring up the past, but this was like a few years ago. We did a tournament. I don't remember what tournament it was, but I was the caster, right? So I'm gonna let my ego take advantage of me here.
Wasn't it that rebirth tournament y'all did?
I don't think it was a rebirth. I think it was before that even. Like it was a Warzone tournament.
It's in Verdansk.
In Verdansk, like, so this is telling you
I
how
love
long
when Tim says that.
Verdansk, so it's been a while. But we did do a tournament, and I was casting, and like, I feel like my showmanship on that like low level, like 5 teams competing, tournament was like better than the CDL most days, because like they run commercials every like 5 seconds, man. I try to watch, but every time I watch, they're on a commercial break. I'm like, damn, I got like 5 minutes to watch, and I'm watching the commercial. Yeah, Luther, I did check them. One of them was deleted, so I didn't get to see it. And Denial definitely needs to have a tournament. That is a fact. So, I mean, we just gotta get the players, and I'm in. We gotta get the people to play in the tournament, or the teams, or whatever. We need more active humans. Yeah, that's fair. It's a work in progress, I don't want to make, hate to like
Defiant tournament.
I hate to like bring in like real world stuff into like gaming, but there's a lot of the economy's kind of iffy right now, so I think we should leave the big moves till after more stability in our sweet home of USA. But we can do all the free stuff we want, so
could have show matches.
Yeah, we can probably put up like tournament like prize pools or something, but
I can't wait for X Defiant to come out.
Oh, bro, I'm so excited! Can't wait to play.
That game is so bad.
I hate that it came out like right before finals when I was like trying to catch up on all my classes. Fun fact: I passed every single one of my classes so far. I almost didn't.
You're balling.
I actually. So in one of my classes, it's a statistics class, right? It's funny now. Then it wasn't funny. So I took the final, right? And I'm like, okay, to pass this class, I wasn't doing great in the class because it was statistics, and I have never been good at statistics. Just never clicked in my brain, ever. But I needed to graduate with my degree. So I needed an 80 on the final to pass the class. Guess what I got?
Yeah.
I got a 77.1. And I made my overall grade a 68.28 or something. And I needed a 70 to pass the class, like, overall. And I was like, oh, you're kidding me. But then my professor, he's one of those professors that's like, he gives you the benefit of the doubt most time. So I, like, email him after some wise advice from my beautiful Riss.
Yeah.
Wise.
Bitch.
Some wise advice. And I emailed him and I said, hey, you know, professor, like, I'm less than 2 percentage points away from passing this class. Like, I really don't want to take it again. Like, as you can tell, like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna tell you guys because it's in the past now. I got like 50s on the other exams. So, like, obviously I made improvements. And so I was like, listen, like, obviously I got better. Like, I learned more. Like, obviously I've improved. And he's just like, yeah, like, I'm like, is there anything I can do to, you know, get up that's like less than 2 percentage points so I don't have to take this class over the summer? And he was just like, oh yeah. And he's like, get me an essay by tomorrow, just like the one we did earlier in the semester, and I'll pass you. I was like, okay. So what did I do? I wrote that essay in 30 minutes and I passed.
Oh.
I passed. It was
Got it.
I had him last semester, and I know how he likes papers written, so I just kind of like BS it to the way he wants it, and boom.
I mean, you got it done.
I did.
You did what you had to do.
Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta work the system if it lets you.
True.
So, anyway, back to CDL. Who do you think's gonna win this major?
Probably me.
You?
Oh yeah.
I think Riss is gonna take the major. 1v4 every team.
Oh, absolutely.
Now that okay,
I'm just too good.
I could have probably told you this the last
Exception,
two
you
majors.
agree, right?
What?
He said what?
I don't know what Riss is saying half the time.
That's what Riss says. Riss said that they would win the CDL Major 5 by themselves against every team.
I don't know, man. She got to step her S&D game up.
I think Riss. Darling, how much? You haven't really played a lot of like S&D, have you?
Search and destroy?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Riss isn't really.
Is that what it is?
But I mean,
That's what a
okay.
lot of it. That's like at least 2 of the maps is
Yeah.
S&D.
And I could do
I
it.
could have.
I know you could.
I would have
No
said this
problem.
last major, and I'll say it this major because they went
Deception
5-0
agrees,
in both majors.
Are you lying?
They're the only team to go 5-0 in both
You know
majors. But I truly think that Optic has a chance to win the major. Like a huge chance. Especially because last major they got beat out by Thieves, and Thieves had a very disappointing major.
Yeah, I mean they came up with a win.
Their qualifiers, this qualifier that they did, it was bad. They played pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I
Optic
mean,
have been 5-0 in the past 2 qualifiers. They're the only team in CDL history to go undefeated in 2 straight qualifiers.
dang, making history. I mean, I like their current roster right now. I mean, like, no offense to Scump, but I feel like there's Scump.
Well, since they added Ghosty, they've been on fire.
I don't know
like
if it was like
unbeatable in Hardpoint.
maybe like Scump had like a little bit of an ego thing going.
Scumbag.
Scump was playing really well though at the beginning.
He was, but
Scump was the thing about the beginning is like I don't think Scump was the problem because Scump was by far the best player on the team.
Well, yeah,
He
I'm
was
just saying,
playing
like,
so
he has,
much
like, an ego.
better than everybody else.
And I think that might have like affected his like teammate-ness.
Probably.
It could have, yeah.
Cause like, you know, when I'll use basketball as a reference because I feel like most people understand this from like gym class and like middle school, elementary school. There's always that one kid that won't ever pass the ball.
It's me.
He's the I'm gonna be an All-American and I'm gonna go to this school to play basketball and then I'm gonna be in the NBA and then he won't pass the ball to you in gym class.
Yeah.
Even though you're wide open. I feel like that was Scump at the end of his career because he knew there was no if he was gonna play professionally. Like he is one of the greatest of all times and one of the greatest.
Dead ass a goat.
He's dead as the goat.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And he knew it.
I
Like,
mean,
he knows
a
it.
lot of people a lot of people do like more of the like they look at GOAT in COD and they look more at stats,
Yeah.
and you could say that Krim is the GOAT, but I think that Scump is the most talented player that's ever played the game.
I mean, it's all open for like personal interpretation. It depends on what you deem it as like the greatest. Like, do you look at stats? Do you look at like overall play style?
I would say most people in COD terms look at the GOAT debate as like stats. I like every time within the last few years I've seen people bring up who they think their GOAT is. Usually they just list them by who has the most championships.
Yeah, I mean, cause I don't know. It's one of those things. Personal preference, I feel like. Because obviously, like Hex is gonna say that Scump is the GOAT.
Obviously, Merce is gonna agree with him.
Yeah, but yeah. And then like but he could also say like Krim is the GOAT, but at the same time he's probably like, yeah, but he's got a little favoritism towards Scump.
Krim is sim racing now, so
know. I know I saw that. I was like, interesting, but okay.
Krim literally joined Faze to be a sim racer.
Yeah, I saw that. I was just kind of confused. Oh, speaking
really
Faze.
bad.
Speaking Faze. There's so much stuff going on with Faze right now. It's actually insane.
Yeah.
I don't keep up with them.
Faze as a brand is, I wouldn't say in the most trouble, but like Faze as a company is in big trouble.
Well,
is struggling.
Well, see, like the thing is with Faze is like, they're like the biggest, like everyone has their eyes on them. Everyone outside of gaming, everyone in gaming, everyone knows Faze. Or like know people in Faze be like, oh yeah, my grandson watches that.
Faze is the most recognized gaming brand.
Yeah, and so like
I literally have Faze buffalo flavored pizza rolls in my fridge.
Exactly, like they have so many like eyes on them that like if they mess up, it's the I think Nate Shot said it is if Faze wins, gaming wins. If Faze loses, gaming loses. Yep. And I feel like I don't think enough people understand that fact. Because it's a lot of like, since gaming is so professional gaming is so competitive, and you want your team to be the best, and that you've. Sorry, I forgot how to breathe for a second. I like gasped for air. It's okay. Versus making fun of me for it. We're all good.
Oh my god, you make me sound like the worst person ever.
You're not the worst person ever. You're the best person ever.
Sheesh.
But But anyway, everyone just gets so competitive that everyone wants to be the best. So like everyone is like preying on each other's downfall, and like that's like why I like that we have the Climb Together podcast and like the Climb Together like mantra, I guess, if that's the right word for it. Because like we in order for all of us to make it to the top, we gotta help each other climb together. Yes. Are you giggling back there? Yeah. Alright.
I'm so fucking funny.
And yeah, you are. But we all gotta climb together. I saw this one video. It's like, I think it was like the freshman class of the Air Force Academy or something.
Bitch, you are not the Air Force.
I know I'm not in the Air Force, but I saw this video on Facebook 2 days ago, and.
How do you know how many days ago it was?
Because I don't know. No, you're fine. But they had to like climb this like pillar. They had to climb it together, and it was like it looked like it had a bunch of like like cooking, like shortening that they use for like cooking, baking and stuff. It looked like it was covered in that. Like, it was covered in grease.
So foul.
Yeah, it was a grease covered statue thing that kind of looked like the
Like a penis?
Chris
Anyway.
is back there like, this is so corny.
You know that one like monument in Washington D.C. that just kind of looks like a pencil?
The Washington Monument.
Yeah, that one.
The pencil one.
Yeah,
It
the
kind of looks like a pencil.
Deception's just like the Washington Monument. Like, oh yeah, that's what it's called. Fair enough.
That's what we're talking about.
So it looked like they were climbing like a shorter version of it, and they had to like
Okay.
climb on each other and you know
Oh.
help lift each other up to the
It
top.
was that kind of video?
That's so gay.
I know they were all shirtless too, so yeah.
So they're gay.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll leave that one up.
Alright.
Open to interpretation.
Yeah, open for interpretation. Anyway, sorry, I had to.
Okay.
Anyway, shit, I lost my train of thought again.
Because Marissa's annoying.
No, because you're funny.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they were doing that, and I feel like it's the same way in gaming. Like, in order for at least one of us to make it to the top, we all gotta help each other.
Over there.
We all gotta help each other out,
True.
you know. So.
And that's what we've said for years.
Oh
now.
yeah, you gotta share your knowledge. And this is like
It's been like 2 years since Climb Together was coins.
yeah, it was, and it was just like a random stream on like freaking like 9 o'clock in the morning.
You were just chilling playing Cold War.
Yeah, I think it was like around like Christmas time too, because I was playing like the Christmas, like the Krampus shipment or whatever.
No,
I remember it really well.
It was way before that.
It was way before that.
You were playing Cold War. This is like April of 2020
Oh.
or something like that.
Dang.
This is like way before the podcast. This is before our podcast was even. I didn't even know you wanted to do a podcast at that point.
Yeah. I don't know. I believe in we're in this together. This is a new industry still. It's gonna continue to be a new industry. We're not gonna be like, everyone's just like, oh, it's just like the you know, at this point it's like the NFL, it's like the NBA. It's like, no, it's not. Those leagues have been around for literally like a century at least.
I mean,
you know?
The NFL has been around for a century now.
Mm-hmm.
The MLB has been around for over 125 years. The NBA has been around for over 75 years.
Yeah, like literally so long. And we're what, decade and a half maybe? No, I feel like we're a
when
little.
When you look at COD, we're like a decade and a half.
Yeah, but like
really more like a decade when it comes to the sort of mainstream COD esports.
Maybe 2 decades if you look at
in general, we're looking at like 25 years.
Yeah. So like it's still relatively new. I mean, we're a quarter of a century in, and most of the people in the industry aren't even a quarter of a century old. So
yeah, I mean,
like myself.
Optic is not even 20 years old.
No. And like
Optic turns 20 in 2006. in 2026. Because Optic was
born
made
in 2006.
Yeah, Optic was created in 2006. Well, it was created before that, but Hector came in 2006. It wasn't a thing for very long when he came in. But I mean, like Faze literally just turned 10 years old. Like Faze turned 10 in 2020. I think.
I honestly couldn't tell you. I have no concept of time.
I'm pretty sure they were founded in 2010.
Yeah.
Actually, I think this month is their anniversary. I think they were founded in like May 2010 or something like that.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Marissa's gonna go take a nap.
Bye.
Bye. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. You know, you gotta work together. Like Faze Rain, he's been really on top of this, like making sure he's been like truthful with the public and everything. Like,
dude, he has been calling them out.
He has, and it's
what he said about Nick
so
Merckx.
entertaining.
Oh, I was like, bruh.
Wait, he said some stuff about Nick Merckx.
Did you see it?
Well, no, but I saw what Nick Merckx said back to it. He just was like, "I'm in. Listen, I got a baby now. I don't care," or something like that. And I was like, "Damn, all right, fair enough." I mean, he does have a kid now. I mean, congrats to him, I guess. I don't know. Nick Merckx is, he's a very, he's like the guys that I go to school with, and that's not a compliment. I mean, he's a great content creator, and I feel like he's done strides for gaming in itself, but I feel like he's very, frat guy mentality when it comes to life. You
Yeah.
know? And I just, and you know, it's his content, and you know, people decided to
Yeah.
blow him up for a reason, so I'm gonna go for it. But
I mean, he's got a skin in COD now, so.
literally, which is actually kind of cool. Same with Tim
Him and
Tatman.
Tim the Tatman.
Yep.
I
And they
don't
don't even
know.
play
I'm
the
not
fucking.
like.
They don't even play the game anymore.
I wouldn't say I'm like the biggest fan of Nick Merck's skin. Like, it's cool, but like, I'm probably gonna buy the Tim skin. Tim skin
It's got
is
freaking little
insane.
Kevin on it. It's got the little Kevin on it.
It's got Kevin on it. Like the guns. Like when you put a camo on the gun color doesn't change. His tattoos change to the camo. Like
That's awesome.
he has an execution where he backflips and sits on somebody.
Yeah.
Like when you kill people, they explode into
Oh,
food.
I love that. That's actually really cool.
It's great.
Um,
I have like I've not bought like a lot of bundles in COD since Modern Warfare came out. But that Tim bundle is something I'm probably gonna buy.
I might have to. That's awesome.
It's great.
But I don't know. Back onto the Faze thing. I don't know. Like it all kind of started with Faze Rain just kind of like speaking up, and then Tico spoke up,
Yeah.
and then
Oh yeah, when
Tico was like,
when Tico sort of like got everybody was criticizing them, and it's not that he got himself back on their good side. He and Rain kind of have like been unraveling Phase, and everybody's like,
yeah.
wait a minute, they
I
were
mean,
right
like,
all along.
and the thing is like, I bet you people are coming at. I haven't really been like too in touch with it because you know finals, but like I'm guessing like people have been coming at Faze Rain for like airing out like the financials of Faze, but like Faze is a public company. You can go to right now if you go to sec.gov, sec.gov, and then I don't think it's under Faze, it's under another company incorporated, but you can find all their financials since they went public. I looked it up. You can find out who owns what shares. Like you can see you can see literally everything. It's all public information. I learned about it. I learned about that site in my accounting class last semester.
Well,
and
Phase is a public company now,
yeah,
so
all their financials are public. He's just letting you know.
and I mean
He's
their
just breaking it
stock
down for the
went
people.
so far down.
Oh yeah.
For a while.
Which it sucks. I mean, like, because if their stock stays low for a long time, they can get kicked off of being on the public market.
Yep.
Which is all the more reason to call for some like restructuring, because why have, you know, like the new age of business, like esports business, the new age of people like people my age that are going to school right now or just got out of school and are going to school for these esports degrees or business degrees with intent of using it in esports. Like those are the people that you should be entrusting with companies like this, not some.
Well, it's the same thing that happened with Optic when Hex sold it to Infinite. It's like I like I'm not complaining about old people saying like the boomers are the problem, but like there are a lot of people that get into esports because it's a big market and they try to treat it like a traditional business or like a stick and ball sport type business, and it just doesn't work that way. It won't work that way. It is proven time and time again to not work like that.
Well, if you look into it, a lot of people that have business, like stock, like business people that have stock in Phase, they're literally the age of my grandparents. My grandparents are in their 80s. Like, and I'm gonna tell you that they have never picked up a controller in their life. I can bet.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is like
And
esports.
that's what they do.
It's not esports is not a traditional business, and it's not like even if you bring in like sports managers, like traditional sports managers that like work for like in the NFL or in the NBA or anything like I said earlier, they're like sustained for years, and they have years and years and years of like backing support. They have billion like football players get $1 million each on the like average. On average, that's not even like the Tom Brady's of the world or like
like even like
go Bulls. But
this is just from like an NBA perspective because I know the most about the NBA. But I know that like even like a rookie salary or like the lowest salary you could possibly be paid in the NBA is like I think like 500K.
Yeah,
Like
like the lowest
that's like
salary.
bottom of the barrel like 10-day contract type stuff.
Yeah, the lowest salary in the esports industry is free.
Yeah.
With like a percentage of your earning, like a percentage of your winnings, but like
Mhm.
that's where everyone starts, and like it's a different thing, and then
Well, and
especially
it's the
with like
same
the
thing with like
economy
like
and like investors and
yeah.
advertisers, like companies that are not really gamer oriented, but like the gamer population makes up a good chunk of regular population. So, like Jack Links, for example, like them reaching into gaming, like that's a smart move.
Mhm.
Like Mountain
Jack Links has
Dew.
been doing a lot.
Oh yeah,
A lot of restaurants have been doing a lot too.
yeah.
Like I know Optic is sponsored by Wingstop. The Florida Mutineers are sponsored by Zaxby's. Optic has been previously sponsored by Jack in the Box, um,
Same thing with
and
Dallas
stuff like
Empire
that.
when it was still a thing.
Yeah.
So like, and the thing is, it was like with Faze going down, it's like okay, well, this is the biggest org, so like, and if they're failing, then why is everyone else gonna fail? And like,
Yeah.
I've been seeing like, you know who Disguised Toast is, right? Like he's a
Mhm.
very popular streamer and like content creator among like the offline TV group of people. Um, you know, he started in the Valorant team and he was making a video about how unprofitable it is. Yeah, he started a second Valorant team and now he's looking to pick up I don't remember what team. He's looking to pick up another team for a different game. And I'm like, if it's really that unprofitable, why are you looking to pick up more teams? And like, and and the thing is with like esports is like you gotta do it the way that Optic did back in the day. Like you gotta be very personable. You gotta people like to know. That's why people like reality TV shows. They like to
Yeah.
they like to be
That's
in
why
on the
Vision
drama
was
and like
so great.
yeah, because it was in everybody's faces all the time. And the same thing with like Shotzi mentioned that he liked the backstage part of like BO4. That's why I got into COD
Yeah.
competitive.
Like they showed everything.
Yeah,
Like, and
and
it wasn't even just in Vision. Like back when when I would say that at least what I thought was Optic's content peak was not the first Optic house, but the Scuff house.
yeah, I
Everybody
mean,
was vlogging. There was
yeah,
always like you would see on a regular basis, you would see different point of views of the same thing that was happening, the same thing that people were doing, the same
hmm
conversation people were having. You would see multiple POVs of it because everybody was vlogging.
all the time. And I get it gets tiring and like people are growing up and they're starting families. Like I get it. Like I don't create as much content now that I've like found my forever. But at the same time, it's like you gotta do what you gotta do. It's your job. At the end of the day, it's your job. Like what Hitch did recently, where he walked to work. Like I feel like that is like that's amazing. I feel like everyone should be doing like content like that, like really like pushing their creative limits and like because all he did like he did it and he because I watched the podcast where he mentioned it to Maniac and was like, hey, you know how you walk to work today? Did you walk to work today? And Maniac was like, no, I didn't. And Hitch was just like, well, I did. And he literally it was the funniest
That
thing.
video was amazing.
Oh yeah.
That video, I watched it. I watched every second of Hitch walking over there. That was a fantastic piece of
Yep.
content.
And if like and the thing is like you've got teams like 100 Thieves, right? They've got a really great team of content creators, like some of the best in the business, right? And like the fact that it needs to be like the old Faze days where like everybody was playing with everybody, If you were pulling up Faze Blaze's stream, you'd see about him playing with other Faze members or like another Faze member and like two other guys from like whatever other team or like whatever friends they had, right? But
Yeah.
like, I just say Faze Blaze
Well,
because that was the
FaZe
first
was
one that came to
always
my
good
mind.
about bringing people up into FaZe,
Yeah,
even if
like
they didn't make like Phase 5 or whatever.
yeah,
Like FaZe members have never shied away from being friends and like collabing with people that are in lower tier orgs.
yeah,
Like like there's like people like Scope who they knew about for years and
Oh
years
yeah,
and
yeah.
years, and everybody played with him. He was friends with Faze members. It's not like he was just some guy that blew up and they
No,
brought him in. Like he had
no,
been
no.
working forever, and
Oh
he
yeah,
had ties.
yeah, yeah. It's all about who you know. It's esports business is the same as regular business. It's all about who you know, and you know what you got to build the connections, and that's a rant for another day. I could do a whole podcast on networking. I probably could do a whole like 3-part podcast on networking, honestly.
Yeah,
But I'm not gonna.
we've talked about it so much. We've sprinkled it in so
Yeah,
many
yeah, yeah.
podcasts.
But I feel like I could really sit down and be like, yeah, guys, and like workshop it with people. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want to do with
Be like a
denial.
crash course.
Yeah, that's what I want to do with denial. Though I want to like, yeah, for the people that come into denial, I want to like be able to. I'm working on actually. Low-key. Spoiler alert.
Sheesh.
Leakage.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I know. Here, I'm back. Tony's the leaker. I'm working on something where every new member or every current member of Denial gets like a game plan set up for them on like the next year or two of their content creation journey.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not like a super credible source because like I don't have like a big following or anything, but I've done the research. I've spent like $800 on like a YouTube course a couple years ago.
I mean, even without doing the research, you've been here for like 5 years.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've been in like multiple different orgs. I've seen the rise and fall of orgs. I've been there when an entire org.
I mean, you have firsthand experience.
I have literally worn every single hat in an organization. I've been a competitor. I've been a team manager. I've been a social media manager. I have been a community manager. I've been like I've ran YouTubes. I ran Twitches. I've ran tournaments. I've funded tournaments. I have worked with sponsors, and now I'm an owner. Like I've literally done everything you can do in an org single-handedly as one person. And it's just because I like to help out where I can, you know. But I was in this one org for like a couple months, and I joined, grinded to join. It was right after I did my like 48-hour stream. Grinded to join.
I can't believe you did that.
I know, I was on a whole new level. I was like asleep for like the last hour or so, and then I fell asleep after it.
I'm surprised you were just asleep for the last hour.
I like fell asleep.
I mean,
after the stream.
I've had gaming sessions of like 40 hours,
yeah.
but bruh.
It was because it's like 48 hours of being like on, you know.
Well, yeah, you're not even just casually playing a game for 40 hours like when I did. You're like, you have to entertain people.
Mm-hmm.
Like even like I did a 12-hour stream for my stream anniversary like a couple weeks ago. And after the 12 hours was over, and even toward the end, I was like, bruh, I
It's
thought
tiring.
I could do a 24-hour stream. I don't even know about a 12-hour stream.
Because it was part of this 30-day challenge I did when I heard that when I got the word. This was in 2020, and I was a junior in high school, and I got the word that school was gonna be like online strictly, kind of whenever you want till the end of the year. I was like, okay, perfect. This is a perfect time for me to do this. And literally, so I created like this 30-day stream challenge. And it was stream every day for 30 days straight, not missing a day. And then you have to do a 6-hour, an 8-hour, a 12-hour, a 24, and a 48. And I did all that. And didn't miss a day. And I feel like it paid off. I mean, I met a lot of new people.
I've seen a lot of people do that.
It was probably one of my best months in streaming.
I've seen a ton of people do that. Like,
I was happy. It held me accountable. Like,
yeah, it keeps you like you have to be consistent. You have to do this, but it's like you want to do it. So
yeah,
it's like,
and it was like
it's a double incentive.
I was having a good time. It wasn't like I like did like an hour stream or whatever to make my 30 days. Like it was a minimum 3-hour stream.
Yeah.
Like I had to hit the 3-hour mark before I can stop going live, and I did it, and I was able to create a lot of content from it. I really, I'm gonna do not something similar this summer, but I guess you can delve into it now if you want to hear about it. Deception. So there may or may not be a video coming out tomorrow. It depends if I get edited in time, etc., etc. Of what I'll be planning to do this summer with my content. I'm gonna give you a little hint if you guys are watching right now, and a little sneak peek, I guess. So it's called Story Mode Summer, or Summer, yeah, Story Mode Summer. So I have 37 games that I have yet to complete.
37.
That have story mode games attached to them.
God.
Because my attention span is very not good.
Very not good.
Very not good. As you can tell by listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
So my goal is by the end of like August or something, before I go back to school, or even like a month into going back to school, finish all the games. But there's a catch. Every time I die, I have to do a challenge, and there's a certain amount of challenges that I've set out, and I'm ordering a like Wheel of Doom, is what Riss's little brother. I was gonna call it the Wheel of Death, but Riss's little brother said I should say the Wheel of Doom. So
you know what?
shout out Jack.
My God. You know what I just thought about that you should do? Just because you thought about the wheel, and I've done this before because it has like a container you can buy that has the wheel. You should do Bean Boozled with
That's part of it.
That'd be so fun.
Yeah, there's a couple like games that require 2 people. They're couple games.
Dude,
so Riss and I are gonna play a few of them together. Yeah. And Riss doesn't like jelly beans. Riss only likes one kind of jelly beans, the Warhead jelly beans. So
never had those.
Yeah, they're really good.
I've never had one.
They're really good.
I will say though, there is a Ghost Energy drink flavor.
Mm-hmm.
It's sour watermelon Warhead. That's fire. It's crazy. I love it.
Ooh. But so yeah, that's if you're looking to watch. And the thing is I was thinking about streaming on Kick, but then I did a little bit more research, and Kick's like smaller game set like viewership isn't that great. Like if I were to play like COD, you know, maybe like the MW2 campaign, maybe I'll play on there. But
yeah, I think, and this is why I announced that I'm gonna stream on Kick at some point. I'm still looking into like how to do it, what I and all that, so I make sure that I'm ready when I want to do it. But I think the growth that I've been seeing out of people on Kick the most is people who stream games that are oversaturated on Twitch.
Oversaturated.
They go over to Kick.
Yeah.
And they blow up.
That's what I've been seeing too. So yeah, what's up,
like
Brendan?
Like one of my friends is a streamer.
Mm.
He played DBD, and he would on Twitch, and he streamed for like 4, 6, 8 viewers. Goes over to Kick, and he's got like 30 people in his chat.
Yeah, so like games like that, I guess, like, but I'm playing like Last of Us, 1 and 2, like Titanfall. I have on the list. Hold on, actually, I could give you a little sneak peek in some of the games. I have them all listed. I have them listed in the way that I'm gonna play them. I did a lot of planning while I was in school when I was procrastinating. So yeah, so there's I have 37 games total. I play them in order, but like out of order. So like if I have like the CODs are in order based on year that I have.
Yeah.
If I'm playing a sequel to a game, if I have the prequel to it, I play it first. Like Subnautica, and then
Subnautica would be fun.
Subnautica Below Zero. I
would love for you to get Riss to play that.
They have, and then they died, so they stopped playing.
Wow.
Far Cry. I have a couple Far Cry games. Unravel 2 I have, and that's a Riss game. It Takes Two, that's with Riss. The COD campaigns.
Yeah, It Takes Two would be fun. I've seen a lot of my friends play it.
Riss and I have played it quite a bit before, but I think we're just gonna
I know y'all played it once on stream.
Days Gone, Red Dead Redemption 2, and a couple other ones. The Forest, Sons of the Forest. The Forest I want to complete for that game. I actually have Minecraft on here too, Loki.
Have you never beaten the Forest?
No, I've never beat Minecraft either.
The Forest.
I've never beat Minecraft solo.
I beat the Forest. Me and my friends went in and we sort of accidentally beat the forest.
Yeah. So yeah. So those are just a few of the games. And then obviously I'm gonna make the most out of that content, and because I'm only working like 2 to 3 days a week, they're double shifts, so I'll have more time to stream this summer, which would be nice. So I'm gonna treat it like a full-time job, and then so YouTube videos out of the games once I finish a game. Take all the footage, compile it, make a highlights reel of all the funniest moments and stuff, or something fun or whatever. I don't know. I don't have it quite figured out. I feel like it's like a game to game basis type thing. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, we did. We
It's
talked about
like
that earlier on in the podcast, Mendon. Really crazy stuff. Um, and then clips and stuff. I have an announcement video coming out for tomorrow, so keep your eyes peeled, guys. It'll probably be tomorrow, maybe Friday. I'm not quite sure. It depends if I get it filmed all the way and edited and stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see. But it should be. It's my first scripted video in a while, and I'm really proud of it so far. So I hope you guys like it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can
I'm
talk
excited.
about. What about you, man? Anything else you wanna plug? Anything else or whatever?
I mean, the biggest thing, and I've talked about it forever, but now that we've heard that it is actually on Ubisoft's fiscal year listing of games that will launch from now until when their fiscal year ends, which is April 1st, I think. Um, X Defiant's on there, so X Defiant is coming within the next year.
Heck yeah!
It will fully release.
I'm excited. That's gonna be
Dude,
It's gonna be fun.
you know that a video game is a really good and it has a ton of potential if it has a number of issues but you still play it and you still enjoy it when you play it.
Yeah, I mean, and the other thing is like the hype around it too. Like you called it back in the alpha. You're like, man, can I say that you played the alpha, or is that like breaking some contract?
Hmm?
When you played it.
The NDA's gone and I'm pretty sure I can talk about whatever.
Okay. Just want to make sure I wasn't getting you in trouble.
I think I can talk about anything. I mean, the
Um,
NDA's gone, and I think as soon as the NDA's gone, you can talk about anything, even when you were under NDA.
okay. Um, so I mean, you called it. You said it was gonna be a big game, and you got professionally
Oh,
Call of
I knew
Duty
it.
Call of Duty players coming.
I've had
So
I've had my hands on that game for almost 2 years. I mean, I had so much fun with it.
I'm gonna keep my eye on it. I mean,
I was just waiting for everybody else to open their eyes.
yeah. I mean, I am an owner of an esports org, so gotta keep my eyes open on what's hot. I'm gonna try to see what esport scene develops out of it before
I mean,
anything.
the show, if you go back, they probably have it on their YouTube. You should go watch when they did the show matches at the reveal.
Okay.
They did like a pre-beta sort of official live stream reveal of like the game and what their plans are for the future.
Mm-hmm.
And they got 8 retired COD pros. Some of them were who are actually developers on this game, and they played a show match. It was a 7 game series,
Oh
and it was
damn.
awesome.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that. But it's the thing I'm keeping my eye on. I gotta stay what's with hot stuff. I mean, like if I'm gonna
They
become the
have been
next
so
Hex, like
transparent about that game. Mark Rubin and Aches have been incredibly transparent.
oh,
Like
Ace is working on that game.
they're yeah,
Oh.
Aches is working on the game. Pac-Man's working on the game. Um, Mark Rubin, who headed COD for a while, is working on it,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. And they were so transparent. They talked about so much. Mark Rubin's Twitter, his number of tweets probably like quadrupled in the time that the beta was alive.
Damn.
Um, and they've been so communicative and so transparent. Like um,
I feel like that was what makes a
they
break a game these days.
yeah, like the game had some issues. They could not get new netcode out for the game. They were running new netcode that hadn't been in the game in the other tests. They couldn't quite get it like fully polished, so there were some netcode problems. There was a lot of getting shot around walls, feeling like you got like super bullet, like insta killed. Sometimes um, there was a big progression issue where basically stuff wouldn't track for a lot of the beta. But the fact that like so many people, I would say a majority of the people that played it, yes, we complained about it because we sincerely wanted them to like listen and
I
fix
mean,
it, and
that's the
they
whole point of a
listened
beta.
very much so. But it did feel, you know how like COD, like when they do a beta, it just feels like a demo, and it's basically the same game.
Mm-hmm.
XDefiant felt like a true beta. Like
Okay,
it felt like this was really a work in progress, and they wanted
that's
to
good.
show us what they had, but they knew that stuff was broken, and they were gonna like get our feedback. Um, and I mean, the fact that I had so much fun despite those issues existing for the progression issue for most of the beta and the netcode issue for all of the beta, like, speaks a lot about that game. Because I had so much fun. I could still play that game right now, even with those issues.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's definitely
And
something.
they've already talked about how they fixed it. They fully polished the netcode. The new netcode is like up and running fully now. They fixed issues with like controller input lag, and everything. Like
Awesome.
a couple days ago, Mark Rubin dropped the whole uh, announcement on Twitter of like everything they'd been working on.
Awesome. All right. Well, I mean, that's something to look out for. But
I would, I'm not gonna like hold my breath. I'm not gonna. I don't know anything. I'm not like working on the game or whatever. But I would expect that there is at least one more beta before the game launches.
yeah, probably. Definitely something awesome. All right. Well, if is there anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, I think we covered just about everything.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean, wait, that was a pretty lengthy podcast too. Plus, we had
it's
the
like an hour and
pre-podcast.
a half.
Right now on the time of recording, I have an hour. I have 1 hour and 16 minutes.
Ooh,
Yeah,
it's one
I
of
think.
the longer
Yeah,
ones.
very few make it this far. But I think we're gonna have to call it there. I gotta do some cleaning and that video. Give you guys a teaser about. I can't keep anything under wraps, man. It's I yeah, unless I sign an NDA, I'm like Faze Rain, man. I just air it all out.
The leakage.
Yep. All right, guys.
You've
Thank you so
been
much.
leakage from day one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you guys. Thank God I signed an NDA when I needed to, because there's some things I can't talk about, and I would love to,
Yeah,
but I did indeed sign an NDA once in my life. So.
I did too. Trust me.
All right.
I've
Well,
been there.
anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the podcast. We are officially back every Wednesday as of right now. I mean, I got my schedule down to like the 18th of June, and right now I got no Wednesdays on my list. And Thursdays are Rissa's and my day off to go like be young people and explore the world. So Wednesdays for now, unless something changes. But yeah, we're back, and it's summer, and I'm excited, and it's gonna be great. But I gotta go clean now. But thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the podcast. This has been your host, TonageScorp, with your co-host, Deception. Deception, say bye.
Goodbye. See you next week, hopefully.
Yeah. All right, guys. See you next time. Peace. Oh wait, make sure to like and follow, and do all that stuff, and whatever. Bye.
Wow, you forgot that. That's
Yeah.
great.
See you guys next time. Peace.